A two-legged pullback is a pure price action scalping strategy. In this video, I'll go over the basics of how to count legs and how to identify two-legged pullbacks. First, what is a two-legged pullback? A two-legged pullback is a pattern that looks like this. You have the first pullback, first entry, second pullback, and we like to enter here on the second entry. The pattern could also go the other way. You have the first pullback, first entry, second pullback, and we like to enter into the second entry right here. We like to find this setup at key areas, and in this video we'll look at this setup around the key area of the 20 EMA, which is this blue line. According to Albrooks, the market likes to move in twos. This is not an arbitrary number but has to do with trader psychology. The market likes to move in twos because institutions and traders are more confident to enter into a trade once the market makes two attempts at something. It's the same concept as double tops and double bottoms. Traders and institutions like to see how the market will react once it reaches a certain support or resistance. Once it hits the support and resistance and reacts a certain way that they want, when the market goes back to the exact same spot, they are more confident to enter in the second time. This is the same concept here. The market tries two attempts at something. Traders like to see what happens in the first entry, and if they like what they see, they are more confident to enter into the second entry. And this is the concept of the two-legged pullback. So with that psychology, we like to enter in with institutions and traders. The reason why you need to learn how to count legs is in order to be able to find a two-legged pullback, you first need to see where two pullbacks happen. Counting legs is very simple. We'll begin here with this bull leg. We see here that this is the first bull leg. Once a candle breaks a prior candle's low, which is right here with this candle, breaking the low of this candle, the bear leg commences. During a bear leg, once a candle breaks a prior candle's high, the next bull leg will begin, even if it's by one tick. We see that this candle breaks the prior candle's high, and so the next bull leg commences. We see here that the count continues to 2. That's because for bull legs, the counts only reset if a pivot low breaks a prior pivot low. We see that this pivot low is higher than the prior pivot low, so the count will continue to 2. This is a bull leg. Even if it's only one bar, it's still considered a bull leg. And the rule is, once a candle breaks a prior candle's low during a bull leg, the bear leg will commence. And so here is the bear leg. Even if it's only one bar, if the next candle breaks the prior candle's high, then the bull leg will commence. Here we see the next bull leg commence by breaking the prior candle's high. Here we see the count continues to 3 because this pivot low has not broken the prior pivot low yet. During the bull leg, we'll see once a candle breaks a prior candle's low, we'll begin the bear leg. And so here's the bear leg. And during the bear leg, once a candle breaks a prior candle's high, the bull leg commences, and see that this candle breaks a prior candle's high, and so this is the fourth bull leg. The count continues because this pivot high is higher than this pivot high, the prior pivot high. The bear leg commences once it breaks a prior candle's low, which is right here. And we see here that once a candle breaks a prior candle's high, the bull leg commences. But we see this bull leg, the count has reset to 1. That's because this pivot low breaks beneath the prior pivot low, which is right here, so the counts reset. This is the first bear leg of a series. Once a candle breaks a prior candle's high, the bull leg commences, and once a candle breaks a prior candle's low during a bull leg, the bear leg commences. And so we see that this candle breaks this candle's low, and the bull leg is triggered. We see that the count continues from this 1 to a 2 because for bear legs, the counts reset when a pivot high breaks above the prior pivot high. And so we see a 2 here, the count continues. Then the bull leg commences once the candle breaks a prior candle's high. So we have this bull leg, and we see here that the next bear leg is a 1. The counts reset because this pivot high is higher than the prior pivot high. And so that's how you count legs. As you can see, the two-legged pullback indicator will count legs for you automatically. It will mark the bull legs underneath the candles, and it will mark the count of the bear legs above the candles. The two-legged pullback indicator makes it so you don't have to keep track of all the legs. It will do it for you automatically. How to find two-legged pullbacks. If you know how to count legs, it is easy to identify two-legged pullbacks. Two-legged pullbacks occur after there are two legs down or two legs up. The only way you know that is by learning how to count legs. In order to find two-legged pullbacks, all you have to do is find two legs down or two legs up. And the reversal will be the second entry where we want to enter. As you can see, the two-legged pullback indicator marks and identifies all two-legged pullbacks with a simple color scheme. The dark red and dark green numbers mark all two-legged pullbacks. The indicator is very helpful because it marks all two-legged pullbacks, so you don't have to keep track of all the counts and all the second entries. Remember, we want to find two-legged pullbacks near key areas. And so the indicator makes it very easy to spot two-legged pullbacks, especially if you're around key areas. Let's take a look at this chart. We can see right here we have a two-legged pullback. We have the first pullback, first entry, second pullback, and once a candle breaks a prior candle's high, that will be the second entry. We see the second entry right here. This is the second entry because this candle breaks above the prior candle's high. And we can see that the two-legged pullback occurred right in our key area at the 20 EMA on this blue line. We can see it again here. We have first pullback, first entry, even if it's by one tick, second pullback, because the counts has not reset yet, and then here, once a candle breaks a prior candle's high, we have our second entry. Notice again that this two-legged pullback occurs right in our key area at the 20 EMA. Here we see another two-legged pullback. Here we see the first pullback, the first entry, the second pullback, and once a candle breaks a prior candle's high, we have the second entry. And again, notice that this happens at the 20 EMA in our key area. Again, we have another two-legged pullback right here. We have a first pullback, first entry, a second pullback, even if it's by one tick. You know that this is a two-legged pullback because we have one bear leg here, and the second bear leg, the pivot high, does not break above the prior pivot high. So we know that the leg count continues to 2. And so once the market reverses here, when a candle breaks a prior candle's high, we know that that will be a second entry, which is right here. Notice again where it is located. It happens and it occurred on our key area at the 20 EMA. The two-legged pullback indicator marks all of these second entries with dark green numbers. As you can see, there's a dark green 1 here, there's a dark green 3 right here, a dark green 1 right here, a dark green 3 right here. All of the second entries are marked. And so the two-legged pullback indicator helps identify second entries in real time. The two-legged pullback indicator is helpful because you can focus on the charts and also on the context. You're not busy counting legs and making sure you're on the right leg count. What is even more helpful is the two-legged pullback indicator tells you the type and count of the next leg with a super signal. You can look at the super signal and see what color it is to see what type of leg will be. If it's a dark green or dark red number, we know that it will be a second entry. And so we look at the super signal when the chart reaches a key area such as a 20 EMA and see if it's going to produce a dark green or dark red number. The two-legged pullback indicator is a tool that helps traders be able to find these second entries automatically.